Every kingdom has its end, and Hyrule is no exception. Seeing the widespread destruction and ruins inside Breath of the Wild's massive world, it is hard to believe that just 100 years ago, these buildings and proud monuments were in prime condition, serving the strong Hyrule Kingdom and its inhabitants. It all came to a brutal and rapid end, when the attempt to replicate the victorious event from 10,000 years prior failed miserably.
The history of the royal family of Hyrule is also the history of Calamity Ganon, a primal evil that has endured over the ages.
Long after the era of the sky, time, and twilight, the kingdom of Hyrule prospered like never before. The races of the land set once again aside their differences and lived in harmony. Despite a newfound era of peace, this state was just like every other era of prosperity, a temporary break from invasions by evil forces. Eventually, the curse cast by demise on the bloodline of the goddess and the spirit of the hero struck again. The evil that was once known as Ganondorf and Ganon had been succeeded by an even greater threat, the Calamity Ganon. 10,000 years ago, this primal beast invaded Hyrule Kingdom. As per invasion, the incumbent princess and chosen hero rose against the evil. Nevertheless, the power of Calamity Ganon was unparalleled. As a result, the technology of the ancient Sheikah tribe was utilized to create an army of guardians and 4 divine beasts to corner the beast. The great strength of Calamity Ganon required drastic measures in order to ensure victory in this battle of life and death. Eventually, after a long-fought battle, the united forces cornered the beast and set the stage for the final blow inflicted by the hero with the blade of evil's bane and the sealing by the princess. Calamity Ganon's first invasion resulted in its sealing, but the royal family, the Hylians, and the other tribes of the land knew that the seal would eventually break and that the beast would strike again, more ferocious than ever. But what is the Calamity Ganon? A primal evil born out of Demise's hatred bent on destroying Hyrule and its people. An animalistic entity without human thoughts or resemblance. For 10,000 years, the beast remained under the seal set by the princess, plotting a cunning and cynical revenge to bring down the royal family and their kingdom once and for all. With the threat out of the way, Hyrule developed into a strong and powerful monarchy, and as time passed, the memory of the ancient invasion and technology passed away. It was first during the reign of King Rome Bosphoramus that the order was given to follow the prophecy of old and excavate the forgotten guardians and divine beasts. Following these preparations, 4 new champions from the different tribes were selected to pilot the divine beasts and weaken Ganon's power. Link, Zelda, and the 4 champions set out to ensure victory in the upcoming confrontation. But as the Sheikah's wisdom and power were needed more than ever, a fatal schism struck the tribe. This resulted in the creation of the disgusting Yiga clan, which instead of fighting Calamity Ganon, swore allegiance to it. Calamity Ganon's second awakening came as suspected from Hyrule Castle and surprised the still unprepared Princess Zelda, who wasn't mentally prepared to face the evil by the time of the invasion. Link and Zelda set off to face the beast alongside the 4 champions, but without Zelda's sacred powers, it was to no avail. Seeking this weakness, Ganon set his aim to corrupt the weapons that were meant to bring his doom. With a great roar of corrupted force, the beast spread his toxic malice across Hyrule, reaching hundreds of recently refurbished guardians, and more importantly, sending disgusting creations of his own to assume total control over the divine beasts. The champion pilots fought courageously against Ganon's twisted creations, but suffered in the end the same terrible fate: death. Corrupted, the machines meant to protect the land had now turned against their own masters and set out on a hunt after Link, Princess Zelda, King Rome, and the people of Hyrule. The capital Hyrule Castle Town was torched and burned down to the ground, bringing the demise to numerous of Hyrule's most influential individuals, including the king and his most trusted knights. Some of them set up a courageous last stand at Akala Fortress, but in the end it was all to no avail. The bloodbath and sacrifice at Fort Hateno was the only Hylian victory in this otherwise one-sided war. The corrupted by Ganon Guardians decimated stronghold after stronghold and rapidly turned Hyrule Kingdom into nothing but a pile of ruins. Bearing witness to this hopeless turn of events, Link and Zelda fled from the battle site, but were soon hunted down by a pack of corrupted guardians. After handing the mortally wounded champion over to the care of the Sheikah of Kakariko Village, and with her awakened powers, Zelda attempted on her own to face the Calamity. For the next 100 years, she would keep the beast at bay within the castle confines. The kingdom of Hyrule fell as monsters occupied the ruined homes and institutions of the purged Hylians, who were forced to settle in the outskirts of the land. While Princess Zelda continued her 100-year-long battle, the Sheikah, Zoras, Gorons, Ritos, and Gerudos managed to withhold the guardians and monsters from their strongholds at Kakariko Village, Zora's Domain, Goron City, Rito Village, and Gerudo Town. Just like time itself, life went on in the outskirts, but slowly and surely surrounding monsters endangered these areas. The state of matters would last for 100 years until the divine beasts targeted their wrath upon the still prevailing tribes of Hyrule, and the Yiga tribe resumed their hunt after the hero. Zelda could not withhold Ganon much longer. The champions and the hero had to rise once again.
And that concludes the prologue chapter to our long journey inside Zelda Breath of the Wild. Also, we intend to make this series into the best Zelda series out there, but to make it come true, we need to crowdfund $75 US in between each episode so the entire season can be narrated by Jason Dameron, the voice overlord. Just follow the link in the description to support our effort to create the ultimate Breath of the Wild series. Next episode about Link, Zelda, and the champions will be up in 2 weeks' time.